I didn't realise how scary maternity leave was until I actually got pregnant. But when I actually started looking into it, I was shocked about how much little we receive. And also I realised I should have started saving for this years ago. Welcome to my channel. My name's Julie and I'm due my baby in September. This is my first baby and it's my first ever time preparing for maternity leave and saving money to make sure that I don't struggle while I'm off work. So for the first 6 weeks of your maternity pay, you receive 90% of your usual earnings. This is paid by your employer, but they claim it back from the government. So your employer is actually not paying you anything at all. Following on from the 6 weeks, you then receive 33 weeks of SMP, so statutory maternity pay. And this is paid at roughly £194.32 per week. In total for the month you would be receiving £777.28, but you must remember that we also receive tax on this. I can't believe that they have the cheek to even tax our maternity pay when we receive so little. So after tax, I'm only predicting that I'll be receiving £500 or so, but this is because your pension contributions will still continue to come out of your pay. Now you don't want to pause your pension contributions because then this gives your employer the right to pause their contributions. So considering that I usually receive £2,000 per month in my pay packet, you can imagine I'm really stressed about going down to £500. That's my income slashed by 3/4. So what am I doing to prepare for this? I wrote everything down and I've worked out that to survive I need at least £1,000 for my basic bills that go out each month. That's just household between me and my partner, and also, you know, utility bills, mortgage, everything like that. And then plus from that is my own personal bills. So my phone bill, I also have a loan, a personal loan, which I took out years ago, which was the most stupidest thing that I've ever done, by the way. But I'm still paying it off now and I will continue to pay it off while I'm on maternity leave. There is a way that you can get around that as well, which I'll tell you in just a moment. In total, I've worked out that I'll need £1,165.07 in order to live. Now that's living with food shopping and everything, not spending money on anything else. But don't worry so much already, there is some extra help that we can get. Firstly, once your baby is born, you're allowed to apply for child benefit. Child benefit is currently £108.20 per month. And it doesn't sound like a lot at all, I know, but you'll receive that until the child is a lot older. You can also apply for the Sure Start maternity grant, so that's £500. When you look on the government website, it says if you're on other benefits, then you're basically more likely to be eligible to get the Sure Start grant. But I know a few people that have been working full time and gone on maternity leave and they've been granted it anyway. So please make sure that you apply. Just ignore what it says eligibility wise and just apply, because you never know, that money might just hit your account. I'm saving as much money as I can before I go on maternity leave. I'm making the necessary changes to as much of my life as possible, which is really difficult because it's about to be the summer. We're currently in May, it's heating up already. Usually in the summer I'm out with my friends, I'm out drinking. Obviously I can't drink while I'm pregnant, but I'm out drinking, I'm shopping, I'm eating food, and that costs a lot of money. But this summer it's going to be going to the beach, going on long walks which are free, reading books, and mainly working, to be honest with you, because I still have to work. I'm going to be working the same amount of hours, but I'm not going to be working any more. I don't think that it's worth it while you're preparing for maternity leave to bang on loads of overtime on yourself. I just think you're going to overwork yourself, and it's also dangerous for you and your baby, especially if you are pregnant in the summer like me and it is so super hot. So with all of this, I've worked out that I'll be around £300 short per month, and that is just for covering all of my basics, bills and food shopping. So that is just to survive every month. So what am I going to do to survive? Well, I have my partner for support, which I'm really lucky to have. I'm not going to be a single mum, so I'm very, very lucky. And I'll also have my savings. So what I'm planning to save is basically the amount that I need to cover the basics, plus anything that I'll need for spending. So this is spending money on the baby, this is spending money on me because my body's going to change. I'm probably going to need clothes, I'm probably going to need all sorts of things like that. I also want to save in case there's an emergency or if I need to change my car. So I've worked out, based on that £300 loss per month for roughly 7 months, I will need to save £2,100 just to cover all of my basics. That's without saving money for spending money. So I'm not even thinking about if I need to buy more clothes for the baby when he grows out of his clothes, if I need to buy any more baby items for him, or if I even need to buy new clothes for myself because my body's going to be changing. I know it all seems really extreme, but even if you just have 3 months to save before your baby gets here, if you just start saving as much as you can today, then you will make a big difference to your experience while you're maternity. I've also looked into some things you can do if you have debt. The first thing being, contact your bank and just be honest. You never know what answer you're going to get. So if you have a personal loan, contact them and say, can I take a loan repayment holiday? They might say, yeah, we'll give that to you for a few months. At least that's a few months that you won't have to pay those bills. Or they might even say, we'll support you through the whole term of your maternity leave. The most important thing is that you avoid the all or nothing thinking, and this is something that I'm really guilty of. Whatever I do, whatever I decide to commit myself to, I take an all or nothing approach. Whether it's weight loss, whether it's going to work, whether it's anything, I'm going to give it my all or give it my nothing. And that goes for the same with saving. So while I'm on maternity leave, all of my savings are going to halt because I just won't have the money to put in there. As I said before, when you have a new baby, this is a time that you need to enjoy and not be stressed. It doesn't matter if you're not going to be adding to your dividends or you're trading 212. You can save all of that for after maternity leave. I'm already building a plan for after maternity leave so that I can go to the Maldives for my 40th birthday in 7 years' time. By that time, my child will be 7 years old and I would have only had to save £111 per month to go on a wonderful Maldivian holiday. That is my plan. When I come back off maternity leave, I will then continue to add to my investment portfolio, but I won't be doing that while I'm on maternity leave. When you go on maternity leave, there's also a lot of hidden costs that no one warns you about. For example, I don't advise that you reduce your pension contributions completely. However, you can reduce them to a more suitable level for you. If you're like me and you're going to have a baby in the autumn and winter, then we're all going to be sat at home with the utility bills cranking up. That's heating, electric from watching TV. It's all going to rocket up because we're going to be at home all the time. It's also important not to get so brainwashed by these baby essentials videos. So there's so many on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're everywhere, of people telling you that you need this, you need that for your baby. You don't need all of these things, and you definitely don't need to buy them brand new. Some things you do need to buy brand new, such as a new mattress for a cot that you got second hand or anything. That is what I'm doing with my baby's cot. But most things you can get off of Marketplace for second hand and save yourself a lot of money. You can also halt your subscriptions. You're going to be so much busier with the baby anyway that do you really need Netflix, Now TV, Prime Video, Disney Plus? Do you really need all of that? Parking and travel costs, you might have a lot of those if you need to transport your baby to the hospital for appointments or the doctors. I know that I'm going to have to change my car. I currently drive a Fiat 500 and there's no way that I'm getting a whole pram in there, let alone the car seat, squeezing it in the back. There's just no way I'm going to be able to do it. So I'm going to have to change my car while I'm off. Takeaways. Now you think, oh, if I'm saving so much money, I'm not going to be thinking about a takeaway. But the reality is that you're going to be so tired. You're going to be wanting to choose those easy options. So maybe a takeaway could be something that you do end up doing while you're off, and then it becomes a habit because you are so tired. What are the things we can do before the baby arrives to make our lives more easier and to also save money in the long run? I'm going to be doing a lot of bulk cooking. I'm going to be doing a lot of freezing meals so I can just put them in the slow cooker or the oven when they're defrosted. I feel like this will make my life a whole lot easier once the baby's here. I'm building up a baby sinking fund so that anything that I need to buy for the baby once the baby's born, so these are things like when he grows out of his clothes and things like that, I will have to buy him new clothes pretty much every few months or every month. Every baby grows differently, so you don't really know how much it's going to cost you. I'm going to continue to buy second hand because this is the best option for me. I don't mind buying second hand. I do try to make sure, like say if I'm on Vinted, I try to make sure that I choose items that are new or like new. I don't want to choose items that are really worn for my baby. It's just not not something I want to do. You can also negotiate your bills and rates with the companies that you do business with. So this is the electric company, this is the gas company, even the water company. A lot of people, they never investigate their water bill, and then they find that they have like a hidden leak or something, and that's what's making it so sky high. This happened to us before and we knew nothing about it, and soon after that our water bill came down. You're also going to want to negotiate bills and spending with your partner. Now, I know that this is the most awkward thing to do, but it is really, really important because it has taken two of you to make this baby. Some people choose to get a joint account, or some people just choose to keep things separately and say, I need this, I need that. Yeah, you just got to work out what's best for the both of you. You also want to book your annual leave very strategically. Like this year, I knew I was going to be having a baby, so I saved 3.5 weeks annual leave to have before I went on maternity leave. You can also use cashback and reward apps, which I'm happy to link some of the few that I use below. It can be a bit slow on actually receiving your rewards, because you'll find when you first join up you have to earn a certain amount of money before they give you the rewards, but that's fine. Eventually it does come, as long as you just keep on using them. And another bit of advice that I can give you would be to bulk buy and stock up on things in the sales. I'm talking about boxes of nappies, wipes, everything like that. Just bulk buy. If you need a tube of nappy cream and it's on offer, buy 3 tubes instead of 1, because you're going to use it eventually anyway, but you've got it all for a good price. And that's everything that I'm doing to prepare for my maternity leave. I'm so excited, and I'm really, really excited to share this journey with you guys. Message me anything that you think I've left out, leave a comment, leave a like. Let's all support each other. If you're also about to have your first baby, I want to know, do you know what you're having? When are you due? Yeah, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.